All right, guys, our next guest is one of the most beloved people in MMA, full stop. A former UFC title contender will predict it now, a soon-to-be title contender once again. And one of the faces of Block Asset, and more importantly, one half of the Smash Bros, Darren Till. I feel like we're making a little bit of history here for Submission Radio because crazy to say, man, the show's been going for a while, but this is your first appearance, dude. Welcome to the show. How are you, lad?
Hello, how are you? You okay? Yeah, you good?
We're good. It's like 7:30 in the morning here, but we're good, man. The only man that'll get us out of bed this early. It's been a long time coming, finally chatting with you. But got to ask, man, the cage moment at UFC 273 just a week ago with Khamzat just jamming out to Gilbert Burns' entrance and you sitting there next to him. Did you expect it to go so viral? And can we expect potentially a future Block Asset NFT out of it?
Yeah, no, I didn't. Like, Khamzat just jumped on the cage next to me. And when Gilbert was coming out, I just said to Khamzat, I said, like, this was in my mind just for him to relax the nerves. I just said, when Gilbert's coming out, just dance to his music, just clap your hands and just rock on and shit like that. So, like, he started clapping, so did I. And as soon as we got back to the locker room after the win, I seen the photo on UFC's Instagram, and I seen that it just went viral, and I was like, wow, that's such a fucking sick pic. Like, I was like, yeah. I showed it to guys and Block. I went, that's cold. That's a cold pic. And like, it's just fucking, ever since, it's just like one of the most legendary pictures in UFC history, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely epic. And man, I know you were telling Laura Sanko, like, you're pretty calm on the day of your fights, but when it's your teammate, you're going to get a little bit nervous. Now that it's all said and done, break it down. Like, what was that whole experience like for you of cornering Khamzat? Not only a fight, but like insane fight of the year candidate where it really came down to heart. And it's an instant classic. Let's be honest about it. What was that whole fight experience like for you being in the corner?
I'm actually surprised they've got no camera footage of me in the corner, because I remember in the second round, if anyone can remember, when like he took a few unnecessary shots, I was screaming. I was like, get guard up, go back to the jab, use your distance, use your kicks and knees. I know you can do. You know, use the wrestling as well, because you took him down in the first round and he had no answer for you on the ground. So I was like screaming them things, and you know, it was quite a nervous time when he took a few shots from Gilbert, and you know, props to Gilbert. He's a tough motherfucker, and it was just for me, especially being as close as you can get to any fight. It was one of the best fights I've ever witnessed in UFC history.
Oh, 100%. I know that obviously you and Khamzat have been sparring together for, you know, a little bit of time now. Did anything surprise you about that fight? Obviously, you know, the fight itself is so different compared to, say, training and sparring.
Not really. Like, we've had some hard spars together, me and Khamzat, but there's nothing surprising. What the best thing, I knew what Khamzat had and what he has inside him, but what the best thing I think for this fight is that he's tasted a bit of like getting punched and having to dig deep for the win, like, because that changes you as a fighter and as a man. So like, I said to him backstage, I said, like, that's what you needed. Like, this is probably the best outcome you could have had, because now you're going to train even harder and you're going to listen to your coach's strategy more. And, you know, it's not about just going out there and knocking guys out and tapping guys out, because you're going to come up against an immovable force one day, which we came up against. Like Gilbert, you know, he was on the night, he was strong and durable and stuff like that. So it was probably the best outcome, in my opinion.
Dana White's saying he wants to see Colby Covington next for Khamzat. Would you like to see who would you like to see Khamzat fight next? And do you think that's the fight right there?
I would like to see him fight Colby in a 5-round event. I think that's the best thing for both guys. I think Khamzat can knock him out. I don't think Colby's felt power like Khamzat's. Like, I've changed my opinion a bit, because Colby's a good fighter, but I just don't see who he's fighting. Like, who's at the top of the level right now. Obviously, like Usman, but like, there's no one else. Khamzat's obviously come up real quick. I think Khamzat's got so much power and edge over him. Listen, Colby's a terrific fight. He's phenomenal, but I see the win there with Khamzat, and I'd love to see that then to get him ready for the title with Usman. I would love to ultimately see.
That will be all good, all good. So if there's a pause, it's just because the reception's a tiny bit patchy. What are you drinking there, Darren?
Just a lemonade. Don't worry about it.
I wish I wish it was something more. I'm sure it's something more. Good man.
Drink.
Good man. Yeah. I saw you. You were listening to Darude, Sandstorm before. There's no way it's just a lemonade. But I was going to ask you, you know, as a fighter yourself, you know, you would have seen, you know, some of the comments say about your fights sometimes and people maybe getting it wrong and misunderstanding certain things. The reaction to Khamzat's fight was interesting. I feel like a lot of people missed the part where he went from number 11 to number 2, and maybe people didn't give him enough credit. You know, some people saying, "Oh, you know, the hype train and this and that." What do you think was maybe the most underappreciated or missed thing about that fight?
I did the exact same thing when I beat Colby. I went straight to the number 1 contender with Wonderboy Thompson and beat Wonderboy. Like, it's the exact same scenario. Like, me and him are just the same in every way and aspect. It's like people are saying, "Oh, well, Khamzat, you know, he took this punch and that punch, and you know, he was messing about before warming up before the fight with Darren Till." I was like, guys, the guy was at number 11. He's had 4 fights in the UFC, and he just come in and beat the number 2 guy. Like, are you for real? Like, how can you hate on the guy, like, for that shit? Like, the guy's a fucking superstar. The guy's the only legitimate superstar right now in the UFC, up and coming. Like, the rest of the guys, there's a lot of up and comers in the UFC right now, and you know, it's good to see them up and coming, but you know, they're slowly working. Khamzat's just come in the UFC and just took everyone out. It's like, who else has done that? So, like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's good for me. It's good for my side of things. Like, you know, why is all cunts ringing me now? It's like, it's 11 o'clock. Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. We're in the middle of an interview. Sod off, man. Where are you guys going, by the way?
We're going home. We're going home. We're going to play some PS4, aren't we, guys? PS5.
Things changed while you were in Sweden, Darren. They got a new PlayStation. Hey, mate, I was going to ask you, what's the plan now? Will you go back to Team Cabana, or are you going to still pop down and train with Khamzat over in Sweden? Or will Khamzat come over now to your territory a little and train with the gym with you guys? What's the plan going forward?
I go back to Team Carbon. Obviously, Colin Heron, you know, in my opinion, the best coach in the world. He's my coach for life, and that'll never change. But you know, broaden my horizon a little bit, which, you know, you're allowed to do. And I think Khamzat is going to come over for a little bit and train, and then we might go back to Sweden, do some training, you know, just see what's happening. Like, now with this partnership and this relationship and this brotherhood, it's like the opportunities are endless. And like, obviously what we've built here as well with Khamzat, with, you know, regards to Block Asset, it's like, it's a big partnership. It's not only a partnership of like business, it's a partnership of like friendship and relationships. And that's what, like, we've done here. And, you know, he's a brother for life, and, you know, Smash Bros for life. Exactly that.
Smash Bros for life, mate. Get the NFTs from the incredible Dosbrack. I have to say, like, I love to see like you going out and training at other gyms, because it wasn't that long ago in MMA, it was almost like taboo. If you're in, you know, X gym, you can't go to another gym and train, otherwise it becomes like a headline. Oh, what's he doing? Is he leaving? And now it's like cross training is so much more kind of accepted. I wonder, but here's the crazy thing, like between Khamzat and Tom Aspinall, you've got 2 of the best up and comers in the UFC, one a heavyweight, one welterweight / middleweight. What would you say are some of the like main differences between training with them? I imagine there's a lot of differences. Or and how does each guy push you in different ways?
Big training my high level guys. Obviously, me, Tom, and Khamzat are all at the highest level you can get to in MMA. Like, you know, there's no higher level. You're at the peak of performance, and you know, Tom obviously has got a lot of things. It's different with Tom. Obviously, Tom being a heavyweight, there's some things that he can do against me. You know, I'm a smaller guy, but like, it's just you know, we all have tricks and stuff like that to our. It's even personalities and stuff like that. It's like, it's just, you know, you learn stuff on a daily basis. You know, if it's to do with MMA or personality, or, you know, where you're just chilling with the guy. And as I say, I'm, you know, us 3 together, me, Tom, and Khamzat, we're potential to be all world champions. I know I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing until I reach my goal, which is to be a UFC world champion. I know Khamzat wants the same. I know Tom wants the same. So like that, that's a combination right there. And I've got my coach here, Colin, who I'm with forever. I'm loyal to forever. He's the best coach in the world. But obviously, you need these extra training partners, these guys like Khamzat and shit like that. So you've just got to be smart about your training.
Well, and the whole thing, like even training in Sweden, it just seems like a breath of fresh air for you. Seems kind of revitalizing. I saw you speak a number of times about how the Derek Brunson loss was, hard for you to take. And for anyone who's followed your career, it was pretty clear that, that wasn't the usual Darren Till in there. But, mentally, how did you manage to get over that one and sort of move forward?
I just, I know why I lost them because of because of, why I lost and stuff like that. And it's just, you have to accept these things. I'm not one of these guys to jump on social media or jump on like interviews and stuff and be like, yeah, I fucking lost that fight because I stubbed my toe and shit like that. I take my losses like a man, and I always like to give the guy credit. He won the fight fair and square. But I just, as I said, I didn't identify myself in the octagon that night as Darren Till, and that was the lesser man of myself. And you've just got to go back to the drawing board and rework on them things. And what's good for you. And right now, at this point in my life, I felt what was good for me was going to train with a guy like Khamzat, and I feel like the last few months I've benefited, and I can't wait to get back over there and get back here and get stuck into camp and see what the future. I'm still only 29. Like Khamzat's around the same age as me. We're both youngins in the sport. We're not old by any means necessary. You know what I mean? A young kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%, man. I think sometimes people forget that as well. Dude, I forgot that you're 29. But speaking of being young, and staying young and being a young kid, it's all about the skincare that you do today. There's a lot of things that I wish I knew when I was a lot younger so I could prevent skin damage and aging, because once it happens, well, it's hard to reverse. And our good friends at Manscaped of Lawnmower 4.0 fame are giving you all the best tools for your showering routine. For example, you kick it off with the Manscaped premium body wash. Lather your whole body with that. Then you do the Manscaped 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. You don't have time for one or the other. You do them both at the same time. Then when you get out of the shower, you make sure your skin stays supple and hydrated with the hydrating body spray. Goes on like a beautiful mist. Splash on a little bit of the premium deodorant. Smells absolutely fantastic. And then take care of your lips. Don't be like me, who always has dry, cracked lips. It's 7:30 in the morning right now, so I haven't put it on yet, but they've got the Manscaped lip balm. You get 3 in this pack, which is just fantastic. Manscaped, taking care of all your body needs. Isn't that right, Dennis?
Yeah, man, that hydrating body spray, by the way, is an absolute lifesaver. Like, whenever you have dry skin, you need to leave the house quickly, or you've had too many showers in the day, you just put that bad boy on and you feel fresh and ready to go. Grab your Manscaped today with the code word submission. Get 20% off and free shipping now. That's 20% off and free shipping today. Code word submission. Change your life forever. And Cass, people are changing their lives forever right now with our friends at MyBookie. You guys can sign up today and double your first deposit with the code word submission. And there's obviously a lot of things going on right now. The NBA playoffs are kicking on, and I'm hoping the Boston Celtics can get rid of these stupid Brooklyn Nets. But if that doesn't happen, we do have UFC 274 coming up. And just quickly, Cass, some early odds for our friends listening right now. You got Jiri at a -180, Glover at a +150. Or how about this? Justin Gaethje versus Charles Oliveira. Gaethje at a +120, Oliveira at a -150. Jump on right now. Have a look at all the amazing odds and boosts. There's only one place to go for all your betting needs, no matter what the sport is, and that is our friends at MyBookie with the code word submission, Cass.
That's right. Also, when you're doing your online browsing, online shopping, your online streaming, whether you're watching Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or whatever the case is, you're only locked into that particular geolocation. If you're Australia, you get Australian Netflix. But what if you could get Netflix all around the world, all kinds of shows that aren't available in your region? You would need a VPN like NordVPN so that you can, at the one touch of a button, change your virtual virtual location. Now your computer and your Netflix thinks you're in the US or Canada or the UK, which opens up a plethora of other TV shows that you otherwise wouldn't have access to. Also, when you're watching the UFC, which is pretty much every weekend at this point, you don't want to be catching viruses. You don't want to be getting your credit card details or anything like that leaked. Maybe you're paying with PayPal. Don't get your passwords leaked. NordVPN protects you. They're giving away their threat protection now for free, and they block your internet service provider from seeing what kind of other spicy websites you're going on. Remember, incognito mode, it just doesn't do enough. The best VPN is NordVPN. No bandwidth throttling and no lowering in speed, which means no buffering for you. The internet you get to your house or your phone or at the airport or whatever, it stays that speed. So your favorite shows and your sporting events are uninterrupted. Isn't that right, Dennis?
Yeah, man. And by the way, like the apps for the phone and the computer and stuff, unbelievable. Usually you get a VPN and you have to like tool around on a website or something like that. This thing, so easy to use. So easy to use that Val Kilmer from The Saint probably could have not had to hide in that tunnel all that time if he had the threat protection to protect himself, and probably more hits for him. Make sure to grab this exclusive deal from NordVPN by going to nordvpn.com/submission. Click the link in the description below. Get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan, plus that free threat protection that Casper mentioned about, plus 1 additional month for free. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, so do it today. But Darren, you mentioned your return timeline a few times, but obviously it's dependent on your body and health. As things are at the moment, when would you like to ideally return? Because I guess a lot of people see potentially Liverpool, UFC's going to Liverpool in July. Is that even an option for you?
Of course, yeah. Main event in Liverpool. Take over the that's me.
Is it safe to say that's the most likely return for you?
We'll see.
Has the UFC, okay. Has the UFC spoken to you about it?
Dana's, me and Dana speak a lot every day. We've got a good relationship.
Gotta ask as well, man. Obviously, there's Uriah Hall who called you out, but then also Luke Rockhold mentioned your name. And I gotta ask, like, both great fights, but who would you prefer?
What you think?
They're all easy for you, brother.
They're all easy, yeah. I don't know. My options are open. I just want the right fight for me. It's be probably hard taking the Uriah Hall fight. I'm quite.
I don't think if you need to get better.
Yeah, no. I'm scared of Uriah Hall. He's a beast.
Have you heard from him since you tweeted him back in February?
Uriah thinks I'm scared of him, so I don't know whether he says that just for social media, but that's what he says. So if that's what he thinks, then that's what I'll say is correct. There's nothing more to say. I've fought most of the guys who've beat him, and I've beat Gastelum who beat him, and but he thinks I'm scared of him. Makes no sense at all.
Well, I know you've previously DM'd past opponents like Marvin, Derek, Whitaker, Gastelum, Masvidal, Wonderboy. So he hasn't DM'd you? I know you were asking him to DM you. No DMs? Didn't slide into your DMs?
No DMs. I think Uriah, I think he's a certified bitch. I just don't think he's about that. I just don't know. I think I'll be honest, I think he's weird. I think he's a weird guy. I think he's weird. He's a weirdo. You're obviously going to put that out there. Uriah Hall's he's a weirdo. But it's what it is. Whatever. I'm not arguing with Uriah over social media. I've got better things to do than you fucking argue with Uriah Hall. I can go in there now and masturbate over RedTube. I'm not going to argue with Uriah. If I give a fuck about Uriah Hall, and what? I'm about to go in. PS5 we're playing.
You know that.
And then when these go, I'm going to masturbate my head off to RedTube. Fuck Uriah Hall, mate.
RedTube, send the check. Pornhub getting absolutely no love. We'll let you guys go in a second because obviously the PS5 is going to get warmed up. Just curious, Luke Rockhold, I feel like For whatever reason, it just seems like a lot of guys aren't super interested in Rockhold as an opponent. And that's not me saying it anyway, like, oh, you know, people are scared. That's just a stupid notion. But for whatever reason, whether it's his, you know, the time that he's been away or whatever it is, people just aren't so interested. What is it about the Luke Rockhold matchup? Like, how do you see him?
I don't know why people, like, he's a former champion.
Yeah.
He's got all the attributes. You know, he's a good-looking guy. He's talk trash, he's awkward. He's a weird himself. But I don't know. Maybe he's been out the game too long. People aren't interested anymore. But he's a good fighter by no means. I say he's got fucking a hell of a left kick. You know, his stance is great. I like to look at it. You know, his wrestling's good. His grappling. So, you know, he's a great fighter. But people just aren't interested. Like, I don't know why.
I wonder, man, like every time you fight lately, the storyline is always obviously for you to win so you can get this finally get this fight with Israel Adesanya. And while, you know, that might be the thing that is true, was that ever kind of distracting to you? Like in your next fight, is there a part of you that would rather the title maybe not be brought up as much and you just sort of treat it as a return as opposed to adding the pressure of people always talking about, well, you know, if Darren wins this one, it's the title fight with Adesanya. Yeah. Talking about that fight instead of the fight that's sort of ahead of you.
Yeah, I feel like Adesanya's a long way off. I feel like I've got to just get a few wins under my belt and prove how good I am to the people again. You know, obviously, as soon as I get that title fight and win, I know I can beat Adesanya. It's just like the sky's the limit. Then it's like the possibilities are endless, and I've just got to work hard and stay humble and get there, you know, and do the right things by myself, and you know, have a good supportive group around me, which I've got now, you know, especially with my newfound venture in Block Asset, and these guys, these are going to great lengths just to look after me in a special way, and you know, it's humbling for me. It's, you know, I'm a humble man, and it's humbling when people really want to take care of your well-being.
Yeah, 100%, man. All right, well, as we let you go, before the masturbation and PlayStation 5 marathon begins, I just want to say again how much we love the fantastic vlogs that you've been doing with Block Asset. Also, the incredible pub talk that you did with Oscar Willis. That was great. As well as the NFT collection, you know, the immensely talented Dosbrak has created. The Smash Bros NFT mint is now live with you and Khamzat. Any particular favorites that stand out to you? I think you were saying to Oscar you bought a couple because you wanted them for yourself, right? You sent one to Dana White.
Yeah, I minted 4. I'm gonna send Dana one. One of them he needs to set up his Phantom wallet. But yeah, I bought 4. I spent $373.60 on each of them. Minted them. You know, they're there now. I'm probably gonna sell mine. You know, give back to the fans here. Not give back. They gotta buy it, but you know, like give them the chance to buy their own Darren Till, who owned his own Darren Till NFT, and. You know, it's just a great project there. We got Khamzat involved and a lot of other UFC fighters on the horizon to get involved. It's you know, it's a good venture in my life. You know, after fighting, this is my retirement, and this is my another thing to be proud of. You know, when it's all said and done, and you know, it's something for the kids and stuff like that. So you know, it's a humbling experience to be a part of Block Asset. It's every day I wake up with purpose.
That's awesome, man. That's heartwarming. And like we said, love the content, all the vlogs, all the fantastic stuff that Block Asset are putting out, you know, for free for the people. And then like you look at other generic NFTs, other ones out there, sometimes they're very kind of copy paste. Yeah. But you guys got Dosbrak, Dos himself doing all the artwork. What a guy. What an incredible artist. So you guys are doing it right. If you're going to get any NFTs, that's the ones to get. Follow the man on Twitter at Darren Till 2 and Instagram. He's back. Darren Till 2.0. Stay away Instagram. Leave him alone. And then go to blockasset.co. Get all the fantastic NFTs and of course the fantastic Block Asset vlogs on YouTube. Guys, really appreciate it. Let the PS5 and the masturbation marathon commence. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys.
Thank you, guys. It's great to speak to you. Thank you very much.